Alright, today we're talking about Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Legendary ships. I've seen a few things posted on it. Um, I can't really show you what they look like. They're four mana, there's, I think six, altogether I think there's 6 mana warships. Hold on a minute. And I'll just stand like this to you guys. Um, what the problem what it is there's six of these ships. I think there's six of these ships, if I'm right. That you have to beat. They give you between 20 to between 20 to 10,000 reals, which are it's pretty awesome. Some of the other ships that you come up across a $5,000 ship and also a $10,000 ship. So look out for that when you play the video game. On the other, this is my idea of the rating of the game. I really feel like you had many chances to kill what's his name, the old guy in the video game. I really didn't get the ending of the game all that much, even though he already found the observatory with what's his name, because he wanted to know what it was like. And the sage, whoever he is, already found Robert. Sorry, Bartholomew Roberts. He showed it to Kenway, which he knew of its power. So my question is this: for what? How did he? Not Cortez. I keep thinking of the Spanish guy in the game. The guy who you first meet in the game in Havana. He basically he was in search of the observatory at the end of the game, which I felt is pretty intense, because he was looking for the sage just as much as Kenway was. One of the things that I noticed about the game too is it doesn't get really that much harder. As soon as you upgrade things, it gets a lot easier. I found it to be an intriguing game, but on the other hand of it, I do feel like there were glitches in the game. I do feel like that there is things they could have done better. For one, I feel like they could have given me at least when you first start out the actual size amount of weapons on your boat. Everybody knows that a frigate actually has about probably 2 rows of cannons on an actual ship. So there's actually about 22 or 23 guns about cannons on a ship. On a regular, because of course there was something on this about how they were testing an actual cannon, I believe, Mythbusters? I believe it was either Mythbusters or one of those weird shows I saw a long time ago about what an actual cannonball can do to an actual ship. And they tested this theory, and basically they said nobody would be alive on the ship. There's constant, and also in the constant thing, there's always constant survivors at the end of the ship. If you sunk a ship, you would never find yourself being alive. First of all, you got a frickin' round projectile about the size of about this big. Hold on. about that big, aiming at your head. Now, I found that was another problem. Um, the other thing is, there are some true facts about the game that I like about it. Yes, there is a conspiracy theory about Templars throughout the United States and throughout the world. But I'm not a Templar person. I do believe that just as much as a Templar, you're pretty much You're pretty much an assassin as well. I believe that very wholeheartedly. I feel like you are basically sent to an order that was kind of somewhat religious, and then it turns out to be somewhat not religious after that fact. And basically, the Templars at one time were supposed to be able to create peace and be a peaceful cult type thing. And then they became more hostile I think it was in the early 16th or 15th century. I believe, I'm not really too sure. I have heard that. And also there's lots of books on it. One book that mentions Templars. Two is Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code. It mentions Templar, the Templar Order. Great book, by the way, and also movie. But I do want to recommend that one highly. There's even some quote-unquote $10 bill. There's like the All-Seeing Eyes, the Templar thing. They've mentioned that theory for a while. There's some other things that they've mentioned that Barack Obama. They've mentioned that Reagan. They mentioned Bush was part of the Templar Order. There's lots of conspiracy theories about that. They even think Sarah Palin is too. I have no clue on that, but that's what I'm saying, even though I'm from Alaska. But I just want to let you know how I felt about the game. I give this game, overall rating on the game, about a 3 to 4 star rating. Maybe 3.5, because I think the game could have been much more easier, and I do think they could have, not easier, but more, they should have made the game more, giving you an actual ship. I mean, they give you a ship, but what I'm saying is they could have at least, when you get money and you capture a ship, that ship should become yours, and give you the different choices in choosing what ship you want to use. Like, say, if you want to use a man of war, you can use a man of war. If you want to use a frigate, you can use a frigate, instead of going into your actual fleet map and actually having to pick it. So you could actually do that. And every time you level up, you basically, say you start off with a set of 21 guns, black, then silver, then bronze, then gold, and so on, and then platinum. And then basically you go from in different parts of the game. I also found out that I also think they could have added more better outfits, and I also think they could have added Henley's wife more in the game, and they didn't, and I felt like this was lacking in some of the aspects. And he and Caroline and him kind of separate in the middle of the game, and I didn't like that fact. Even though it mentions that he stayed with her pretty much through the end of his life. And I feel like that's one thing that that's one thing that they could have changed. I also felt like, at first when I tried it, I thought getting the Animus fragments were hard. Some are when you first start out with the game, but once you learn how to do it, it's not really all that hard. It's really pretty much easy. You know how to do it. The other thing I thought was kind of a little touchy was the controls. I didn't like the controls at all. The controls with all of the Assassin's Creed um, video games, such as Liberation and 3 and Black Flag, I feel that the the controls are a little too sensitive, and also I would like to see the grapple here too in this game for doing some high clip stuff. I would have loved to see that. And in the game, I would also love to see the rope dart used in the earlier bit of the game as well, instead of it given to you later in the game, because you don't have very much time to use it. I feel like that was a major downer, and I felt like they should have included it more in your weapons section. And I also found out that they didn't give you grenades. However, they did give your enemies grenades, which I thought really pissed me off. And I thought they should have at least given you grenades. They gave you smoke bombs, which is cool. I use the smoke bombs a whole hell of a lot, especially when I do ship battles. It's easy because then you can get through it fast. With taking over the schooners, I found out the swivels work really well. You can take out about 3 or 4 individuals and basically end their lives quickly. But it's pretty much not a battle. I feel like that's just an easy way out. I feel that's one thing that I would have changed about the game. More options and better. I like the graphics aspect of it. It's not a bad game. It's just there needs to be more options in how you can spend your money. And I feel like they don't give you that much of an option to do anything. And they need to give you that option to do more things. And with games, I also hate the fact that when you go to a certain aspect of the game and you want to open up the game or you want to find something, please don't lock it off. If we open up the map should be automatically open. I hate this with games. They did it with the regular NES. They did it with the Super NES. They did it with the Nintendo 64. When you open up the map, don't have things being desynchronized when the map is already open. Especially that. But when you get to the end of the map, have it that way. Because then that way it's like it says so not available. You know. But in the map, when you open up a certain aspect of it, don't have it be that way. I mean, I'd rather play the game. That way I can explore what's around and check it out, because I want to do that. I want to explore the game, and it's just a major turn-on, I guess is how you say it, to the game too. And that's why I'm also giving it about a 3.5 star rating, because I feel if your map should always be open, and you should be able to explore with what you have. Right now, I have. I also feel like they could have given me more storage aspect. 2000. I basically maxed out my wood and my metal. A couple days ago up to 2,000. I feel they could have done that with the whole entire game. Maxed it up to 2,000 for that, and I also feel like they could have given me like 5 more crew members. And I feel they could have made it a lot. I feel like they could have made it a lot stronger right now. But anyway, I just want to say thank you for watching and have a great day. This is my take on Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Have a great day, and may God bless you.